Hello to everybody, and I am warmly welcoming all of you people to listen the online classes of our esteemed institution, Diamond Group of Institution, and I am P. Chandrasekhar, Faculty of Zoology, and today we will discuss the questions which are related with the remaining topics of ecology and environment, ecosystems and biodiversity and conservation itself. Okay, now here the ecosystems, and regarding this you observe the some of the important questions are like this. Now the questions are like this, and if there was no CO2 in the Earth's atmosphere, the temperature of Earth's surface would be. If the carbon dioxide is not supposed to present, and what is the fate of the oxygen, and what is the fate of the temperature of the environment itself? Okay, now the question is asking that here the options are given like this, same as present. If the carbon dioxide is not present, whatever the environment so far present as easily present. Of course, the A option is not related, and B is the less than present itself. Because of if the carbon dioxide is not sufficiently present or normally not present, certainly the temperature of the environments are supposed to decrease itself, less than the present itself. C is the higher than the present itself. No, the D option is also not correct. D is the depends upon amount of oxygen. It is also not deciding the temperature itself. Only the percentage and the presence of the amount of carbon dioxide can be raise the intensity of the temperature as well as decrease the intensity of the temperature itself. That's why the B option is related to this question and correct also. Now we go for the next question. The rate at which light energy changed into chemical energy of organic molecules by the producers itself. So here the question is asking that the rate at which light energy is changed into the chemical energy of organic molecules by the producers itself. That means whatever the amount of solar energy so far absorbed or pursued or received by the producers, and that rate of energy or solar energy of the sun is pursued by the plant, that will be called as the gross primary productivity itself, GPP. That means the GPP is supposed to convert into chemical energy through the photosynthesis of the producers itself. Now the options are given like that. The net primary productivity, NPP, is nothing but GPP minus whatever the chemical energy so far utilized by the plants for sake of doing their metabolic activity, that will be deducted from the GPP minus R is nothing but the utilized energy by the plants for sake of their metabolic activity, which can be repainted in the form of R itself. That's why GPP minus R is equivalent to NPP itself. Now the net primary productivity is not related, only the gross primary productivity is the correct option for this question, and C, the net secondary productivity, is also not related. D, the gross secondary productivity itself, which is also A, C, D are not related to this, only the gross primary productivity, the correct option for this. It is included under B itself. Now we go for the next one, bacterial role in carbon cycle itself. Of course, carbon cycle is one among the nutritive cycle. What is the role of the bacteria while in the carbon cycle itself? The bacteria is always look after the breakdown of the substance organic matter within the carbon cycle itself. Now the options are given like this. Now the A option is the chemosynthesis, the production of a kind of chemical substance, that is not B, the photosynthesis, the production of the nutritive substances which are present in the form of starch or glucose itself. It is not related this. And C, the breakdown of the organic matter itself. The breakdown of the organic matter, it is the one of the source of providing the energy itself. And D, the assimilation, absorption of the nutritive substance. D option is also not related to this. So naturally, the role of the bacteria in carbon cycle is only to break down the organic matter for sake of generating the energy itself. Now, the C option is the correct option for this question. Now we go for the next fourth one is the response of different organisms. Response of different organisms to the environment, environmental rhythms of light and darkness to the called. Darkness is called phototaxis. What do you mean of phototaxis? Phototaxis means the momentum of the body according to the effect of light. The momentum or the orientation of the organism toward the light source of the light can be named as the phototaxis. Phototropism. That means the momentum of the one of the part of the organism toward the source of the light. Phototropism itself or vernalization is also not related with this, and D the photoperiodism. So that means according to the intensity of the light, certainly the living organism, any part of the living organism is moving toward the source of the light can be named as the photoperiodism itself. That is the D option is the correct option for this question. That is the photoperiodism. Now we go for the next one is the in a terrestrial ecosystem. In a terrestrial ecosystem, forest maximum energy in which tropical maximum energy is present in which of the tropical level. First of all, you have to know that the vertical distribution of the different living organism in a ecosystem or in a food chain can be named as the tropical level itself. The vertical distribution of the living organism in a food chain can be named as the tropical levels itself. So of course you know that the food chains are simply classified into three types also. Grazing food chain and as well as parasitic food chain and detritus food chain can be present. Irrespective of the types of the food chain, mostly the food chains are simply composed by 4 to 5 or mostly 4 of the tropical levels can be present. So here the 4 of the tropical levels are abbreviated in the form of T1, T2, T3, T4 itself. So according to the available energy, the pyramid of energy is so far formed, and according to the biomass of the organism, dry weight of the living organism is simply called as the biomass. And after that, so whatever the number of organisms are simply confined to the one of the tropical level of the food chain, that will be called as the number pyramid itself. Here whatever the maximum energy can be present in which of the tropical level, because of the first tropical level of the food chain is always occupied by the producers itself, because the producers are not supposed to depend on any other organism for sake of their food particles, only they depends on solar energy of the sun. So that's why the producers are naturally occupy the T1 tropical level, and in which tropical level the maximum amount of the energy can be present. So that's why A option is correct for this, and whereas B is the T2. So naturally herbivores are supposed to occupy the T2 tropical level, and primary carnivores or secondary consumers are supposed to occupy the T3, and the tertiary consumers are occupy the T4 tropical level of the food chain. That's why the producers which are occupy the T1 tropical level, naturally the maximum amount of the energy can be present in T1 itself. That's why A option is correct option for this. Now you go for the next one. In grasslands, which type of animals are relatively more abundant itself? Of course, diurnal means during the daytime the organisms are very active, and during the night hour they are supposed to take that sleep, or they are supposed to take the rest itself. They are simply called a diurnal. Arboreal means some of the organisms mostly they live their life on the trees itself. They are living their life upon the trees itself. They are the arboreal. And see the aquatic organism, the living organism which are confined to the freshwater or marine water, irrespective of the freshwater and marine water, they are confined to live their life in the aquatic medium. They lead their life in the water medium itself. That is called sea. And D is the fossorial organism itself. The majority of the living organisms so far present in the grassland, they belongs to the fossorial. That means fossorial means the most of the organisms which are confined to the grasslands, which are dig out the burrows and hide in them to lead as the pastoral life itself. So that's why we are opting the D option as the correct option for this question. Now I too opting the D option as the correct one. So among A, B, C, D itself. Now the D option. Next one is the relationship in an ecosystem can be depicted by. So what I said that the question is asking that the relationship in between ecosystem in an ecosystem can be depicted by. That means whatever the living organisms are so far leading their life in the ecosystem, the relationship in between the ecosystem can be depicted by the following options are so far given. Pyramid of energy is also establishing the relationship among the tropical levels of the ecosystem or tropical levels of the food chain itself. And B option is the pyramid of biomass. It is also one of the strategy which can be established the relationship of an ecosystem. And C the pyramid of number itself. And all of these are pyramid of energy, pyramid of biomass and pyramid of number. And all these are parameters are establishing the relationship of the ecosystem itself. So that's why the D option is the correct option for this question. I too opting the D as the correct one. And the next one is the in a lake the upper warmer O2 rich water zone is called. That means if the not only that, if the penetration of the light is more on upper strata. So next question is the in a lake the upper warmer O2 rich water zone is called epilimnia itself because of the penetration of light is more. So naturally, how long the light is availability of the light is more, certainly the availability of the photon light is also more. That will be carrying the more oxygen itself. So how it is carrying the more oxygen in that upper strata of the lake or water of lake itself because of the how long the light is available is more. Certainly the plants or the greenery plants can be consume or absorb the photolight and increase the rate of photosynthesis, and the rate of photosynthesis can be increased. Certainly that is the only one source to increase the liberate the more oxygen and release into the upper strata of the water of lake itself. That's why the what is the name of the layer is epilimnion itself. Now the A option is correct, that is the epilimnion. B the hypolimnion, just the lowermost layer of the lake is called hypolimnion, and C the limnatic zone. It is also not correct, and D the profundal zone. It is also not related. Only the epilimnion is the correct option for this question. Now you have the A option for this. Now you go for the next pyramid of energy is always, because of you know that the energy is always the maximum energy will be present in the producers itself. The producers are nothing but the greenery plants are simply or ecologically named by the producers, which are the only living organism which can be synthesize their own food particles, and not only that, and they can be absorb the photon energy of the sun and immediately convert into chemical energy itself. The what they synthesize the chemical energy which can be preserved in the form of different tissues within the internal parts and within the internal tissues of the body of the plants. So here naturally whatever the energy so far preserved by the producers, that is naturally transmitted into the consumers itself on the basis of dependency of the consumers, which are simply classified into three types also: primary consumers, herbivores, secondary consumers, primary carnivores, and tertiary consumers, secondary carnivores or climax carnivores itself. So and after that, the dependent organism on dead animals and dead bodies of the animals and dead bodies of the plants can be named as the decomposers itself. Here, so here just we are permitted that. You are permitted up to the producers and consumers, and the elder like people are not given any importance or any ecologist is not given any important role to the decomposers. It is also playing vital role to provide the essential minerals to the photosynthesis of the plants. Here, so whatever the energy so far present in the a base tropical level of the energy pyramid, the energy is systematically linearly transmitted from one tropical level to the another tropical level. That is the from producers to the primary, primary to the secondary, secondary to the tertiary consumers itself. In the same manner, so in the similar manner, the energy is also transported from producers to the consumers itself. That's why the energy pyramid is always a upright pyramid itself. Now, the inverted pyramid is not related to this. B option, the upright pyramid is the correct option, and B is the correct one. C is the spindle shaped. It is also not related, and D is also cup shaped. A, C, D are not related this, and B option is the correct option for the pyramid of energy is always upright pyramid itself. Now we go for the next one. In an ecosystem, bacteria are considered as, of course here the bacteria one of the best organism and which is always converting and decompose the decayed food particles itself. That's why the bacteria are popularly named by the micro consumers itself. They are getting the food particles, or they are gaining the energy from the producers itself. Now they are simply called as the micro consumers. B option is the macro consumers. No, it is not at all related. And C is the primary and secondary consumers itself. That's why the A option is the related answer for this question, that is called the micro consumers itself. Now the A option is correct one. Now we go for the 11th one is the frog that feeds on an insect is. You know that it is the best example for the secondary consumer itself, because of the producers are the first tropical level. Just here the producers or the greenery plants are all comes under producers, because of they are not dependent for sake of their food particles on any other living organism itself. That's why the greenery plants are always ecologically termed as the producers, and they are independent organisms itself. And after that, the leaves and different fruits are just habituated to have the different byproducts of the producers with the help of insects itself. And naturally the insects are consumed by the frog itself. So here on the base of that, the frog, when it is feeds on the insects, the frog will become under secondary consumer itself, because of the insects are become a primary consumers. Now the primary consumers like insects are become a food source to the secondary consumer like frog itself. Now A option, the tertiary consumer is not related, and D B is the decomposer, is not a decomposer, and C is the primary consumer. It is not directly feed on the byproducts of the plants. That's why it is not comes under primary consumer. D option is the correct one. Secondary consumer is the correct option for this. Now we go for the next one is the two different species cannot live for longer duration in the same nature habitat. This law is. Why? Because if the two different species are living together for a while, not living for a longer period, because of when they are sharing the limited sources of the they are sharing the same and limited resources of the food particles in the same nature, in same habitat, certainly the superior competitor is naturally comes over or competed over than inferior competitor itself. So during the long run, certainly the inferior competitor is eliminated from the habitat or niche itself. So that law is proposed by Gauss itself. The Gauss is the name of the principle. He conduct the experiment practically in the laboratory and confirm that whenever the superior and inferior competitors are sharing the same source of the food particles, the superior competitor is naturally win in the race, and in long run the inferior competitor is excluding from the habitat or niche itself. That principle can be named as the Gaussian law itself. Of course, so A is the Allen's law. it is not at all considered, and gas law, and C the Weismann theory, and D the competition exclusion principle itself. Of course, the D is also competition exclusion principle is related to this, because of the superior competitor is always live for long time than inferior competitor itself. Now, the D option is the competitive exclusion principle itself. Gas is practically done the experiment, whereas this is practically proved by some other scientists. Cannell. Cannell is the name of the scientist who proved the gas law experimentally itself. Now we go for that. The 13th is the which of the following ecosystems has the highest grass primary productivity itself. Here the options are given that grasslands, coral reefs and mangroves and rainforest. These are all ABCD, all of them are a kind of ecosystems itself. Here the among ABCD, the A option is correct. The grasslands are the main source of having the highest grass primary productivity. So naturally the A option is correct option for this. Grassland is the only one of the source by having the highest grass primary productivity itself. That's why the more number of the living organisms are confined to the grasslands than any other ecosystems itself. Now next question is the Great Barrier Reef along the east coast of the Australia can be categorized as. Now options are given. Of course you know that the Great Barrier Reef, the coral reefs are belongs to the phylum Coelenterata itself. Here. So here the coral reef, the Great Barrier Reef all along the length of the east coast of Australia is simply classified or categorized into the biome itself. You know that. What is the biome? From few meters to the few kilometers, and the suitable environmental condition can be present and which can be shaped by the different varieties of the fauna and flora is constitute the biome itself. So now among the ABCD option, population is not related to this and community is also not related. Population means number of individuals of a single species. Of course here only one kind of the organism is supposed to become a Great Barrier of Reef itself. It is not a number of individuals, and that's why population and community. Great Barrier Reef is not associated with the different living species itself. And C the ecosystem. It is not a assemblage of the photoautotropic plants and heterotrophs like animals itself. That's why the D option is simply correct for this option. Just correct for this question, and D the biome is related to this question itself. Now we go for the next one. Which one of the following pairs is mismatched? Only the pairs are given like ABCD. Biomass burning. Biomass of the living organism is suddenly burned or intentionally burned. Irrespective of that, there is a release of carbon dioxide. And B the fossil fuel burning. So many thermal stations and power thermal stations are using the fossil fuel as the source of the energy, and that is also another source to release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere itself. And C the nuclear power, radioactivity. These are the nuclear power is naturally leads into production of the radioactive waste itself. And D the solar energy is not supposed to affect the greenhouse effect itself. That's why the D option is not a correct option or not it is the best example for the mismatch itself. Solar energy, the best source of the energy for the producers for sake of their synthesizing their food particles with the help of photosynthesis itself. That's why the D option is not matched well, and this is the best example for the mismatch itself. That is the solar energy is not going to be affect the greenhouse effect itself, and D option is the correct. And after that 16th question is which of the following rainforests is home to more than 40,000 of species of the plants and 3,000 3000 of the fishes and 1300 of birds, 427 of the mammals and 427 of the amphibians and 378 of the reptilians and more than 1,25,000 species of the invertebrates. And all of the particulars are so far given, and all of these variety of the vertebrates are so far confined to the Amazon or Amazonian rainforest of the America is the best home for this. All of organisms are so far present. So that's why we came to know that A option is related to this. That is the Amazonian rainforest of the America is the best site for this living organism itself. Here B the tropical, of course tropical is also good, and C the Arctic lumbar, and D the temperature itself. These are the 4 D of the ABCD options are given. Among ABCD, the A option is related for this. So that's why A option is the correct option for this. Now, next question is which one of the following types of organism occupy more than one tropical level in a pond ecosystem itself? That means whatever the organisms are so far present and so far occupy the more than 2 of the tropical levels of the ecosystem or tropical levels of the food chain, that will be called as the omnivorous organism. Just in case of aquatic ecosystem or pond ecosystem, which of the organism is supposed to occupy 2 of the tropical levels of the ecosystem? The options are given like this. Phytoplankton. Phytoplanktons are simply comes under produces, so they naturally occupy the lower tropical level of the ecosystem itself. The B, the fish. Of course, the fishes are only organism which can be occupied with 2 of the tropical levels of the pond ecosystem itself, because of the small fishes are feeds on the phytoplankton. They became as the just herbivores itself. The large sized and big fishes are naturally feeds on other fishes and other aquatic organisms. That's why they are simply called as the carnivores itself. That's why they comes under secondary or tertiary consumers also. So that's why the B option is correct for this. The fish is the only organism which occupies more than 2 of the tropical levels in a pond ecosystem itself. C, the zooplankton. Zooplanktons also feeds on the phytoplanktons itself. And after that, D, the frog. The frog is also feeds on zooplankton. Just here they are supposed to feed on the zooplanktons itself. That's why among the ABCD, the B option is included fish. That is the correct option for this question. Now we go for the last question. Energy transfer from one tropical level to the other in a food chain itself. Here, just Linderman. Linderman is the name of the scientist who invented and who proposed that 10% of the energy is always transmitted from one tropical level to the other tropical level. So on the basis of that, he named as the Linderman principle, or 10% law, or tropic efficiency law itself. According to that, only 10% of the energy is supposed to transmit it from one tropical level to the other tropical level of a ecosystem or food chain. Particularly, the producers are naturally having the more energy than any other tropical level of the ecosystem itself. That's why whatever the chemical energy is so far present in the producers, and that among that amount of the energy of the producers, only 10% of the energy can be transmitted into the primary consumers. 10% of energy of the primary consumers are transmitted to the secondary consumers. Like that, the linear transfer of the energy can be observed by the Linderman, hence it is called the Linderman principle. According to that, the 10% of the energy is the only energy which is linearly transmitted from one tropical level to the another tropical level itself. Now the options are given like this. A option is the 10%, B option is the 20%, and C option is the 1%, and D option is the 2%. Among A, B, C, D, the A option is correct option for this. So that's why I am opting the A option as the correct option, and in that way I am concluding the class of today, and we meet next class itself. Thank you everyone.